Welcome back to the Constant Complete podcast featuring myself, Spencer, my friend Matt.
Yo.
And Fiskake. Yeah. And just like always, we're talking about games that we played. There ain't no video game news here. Wrong podcast. This is about games we played. We're going to discuss the games we played. It's really that simple. And this week
we took that old podcast out behind the shed and beat it to death, and that's why we don't. That's why we pretend it doesn't exist. It's kind of like a horrific moment for all of us, but
yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
You know, I'm happy with what was accomplished, but we definitely went from here's how you stream to here's the news, and we're gonna really put real thoughts about the current state of the industry to. So I played a game, and we realized that's the part we liked. So,
yeah, no, I wasn't commenting on the quality of it. I was just making a joke about.
I was also making a joke, and then Spencer went into this diatribe about dumb shit, and now we're here.
Shit. Here we are.
All right, cool. Well, Fisky, why don't you start us off? What games? What's the first game on your list, dude?
Did you finish Notre Dame? Oberdin?
Not only did I finish Oberdin, but we talked about it last time too.
You finished it? You weren't finished with it.
Were you finished?
No, I finished it.
I don't think you were finished.
No, you weren't finished with it because you had things that you had to.
No, you weren't finished with Days Gone. I was finished with Oberdin.
I love the tone, dude. No,
no,
you're probably right.
Well, did we want to? So did you want to start with your game, or did we want to finish talking about Days Gone first and then go into new stuff?
Let's finish. I mean, we can finish Days Gone. That's fine. I don't care. No preference, but we did talk about Oberdin. I don't remember much, but I do remember talking about.
Yeah, I guess
Oberdin.
We couldn't remember whether or not, even though we did talk about it, if you were finished with it yet. So, but you were finished with it at the time.
Allegedly. Yeah, because I talked about the spoilers and the ending of the game.
Yeah, but weren't you missing people?
Yeah, I thought that you still had to go back and finish like one or two things.
Yeah.
Nope.
Dude, you literally talked about having to finish people. There's 3 or 4 people that you missed.
No. There was no.
Fucking lies,
I don't know.
Dude. Fake news.
I don't know why you're accusing me.
I'm not accusing you.
All right, no, we're just looking for the facts, okay?
We're just looking for answers, okay?
That's info wars on your ass. I don't know what
I'm trying to think. But
I just heard them.
Yells.
I'd have to watch the episode. Maybe it was a different game, but I did finish the Oberdin.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly. I saw the ending. I saw the post ending. I got all the people. There might be still something I missed. I'm not for sure, but
yeah, maybe you're just talking about how you missed somebody,
and then
you went back and did it.
Maybe that's what it was.
I mean, probably there's that was probably an asset or a part of the conversation.
Right. Yeah. You could have talked about having not finished it, but then still finishing it.
Yeah, I could have been like, I did, take a break for a minute and then came back to finish it, or look up other people's stuff. But you talk about Days Gone ending, okay?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to remember. It's been a couple weeks. I'm gonna try to remember my thoughts about the ending. Oh, that's right. You get the spoilers.
I thought the ending was good. It's the after ending that's bad.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna get into, and I just want to get right into the anger, which is you finish the game. The ending's pretty good, right? Yeah, you have an okay, like everyone. If you get all the right stuff together, everyone comes together to like help out with the last final battle.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies. You think for a second that Boozer
dies.
Boozer dies, but he's like, nah, reverse card. I'm actually alive. You thought I died there? And he's like, I thought you were dead. And I was like, no shit, they didn't kill him. And Matt's like, I don't know. That's how that went. Anyways, so the part that pissed me off was you finish all this out. They have after the ending content. In fact, there's actually a secret ending. You have to go extra to and wait a bit to do an additional quest that's after the ending to get the real ending of the game. We'll get into that in a second. But the main gripe that I have, and I tweeted about this, right? You get to the ending, and the whole game you're working towards a freaking relationship with your wife, and you're trying to get her back, and that's like the main driving force of the character. Nothing else matters, right? And then
that and lying. Constant
lying. Just can't help himself whatsoever. And then you finally get to the end of the game, and I'm thinking that maybe there's going to be 1 or 2 quests about like helping her do the thing that she's been working on, like little after bits of like going to the lab and stuff like that. No, you know what happens? She doesn't have a single fucking line.
She just sits there next to Boozer, who also doesn't talk.
Yeah, she just sits on a chair next to Boozer, who's also sitting in a chair next to the only thing you can interact with, which is the little puppy dog that's in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
What's fucked up is that after the ending, there's no voice lines with them, period. But the people...
They're done talking. I don't understand.
The people that you buy shit from have new voice lines.
Yeah, the characters
talking
don't care
about the shit that you've done. They're like, oh, you really fucked
they
up
want
the thing.
To talk. Yeah, I don't... People like to talk sometimes, and other people don't want to talk. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't...
It's just bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Oh, it's so...
Boozer and his wife, not Boozer's wife, but your wife, I forget her name, went through a lot, and they're just done talking.
Sarah.
I don't understand.
It's tattooed right here on his neck.
Yeah, we talked about that before. He has a tattoo of the name.
Sarah. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, Sarah. What the hell, man? She's like a literal trophy wife. You put her onto a shelf, and then she's just there for the rest of the after game. I said it. All right, I'm going to say it again. She is a trophy wife at the end of the game. No additional content. Yeah, she's completely like lifeless. We might as well have killed her and then stuffed her and then put her there. She would have the same amount of use at the end of the game as she does now, currently.
What did you just expected more lines from her? Is that all?
I expected hey, honey.
Yeah, okay,
anything, dude.
Yeah,
she's like, you beat the game, and then it's like, oh shit, we're at the one camp. And then there's just, she doesn't even acknowledge you.
Yeah. You go to talk to her, you can't.
They don't even say, oh, hey, Deegan, or Deke, or St. John. They don't say shit. They just sit there. So weird.
Yeah.
And it's just, what makes it so weird is that the other people talk about what happened.
Yeah,
like,
they have, like, closure and shit.
It's bizarre. It's so bizarre.
You can go back to the previous camp, and the guy talks about how different it is now because now it's no longer a military thing, and now it's I kind of miss it, but I kind of don't. Like you have like little interesting conversations about it. There's nuance, but so my assumption is that they were expecting to be able to support the game a bit more afterwards, and then when they weren't able to, there was probably cut content.
This doesn't make any sense though. It really doesn't. Well, because the other people's voice lines are there.
Right.
She has none, which is the part that's so fucking weird.
Right.
It can't be cut content if other things are there.
Well, it could be partial. It could be incomplete.
Yeah, no, but like
I was kind of thinking it from the angle of like they would add like maybe another chapter or two in between Days Gone 1 and Days Gone 2. Like they throw in like, oh, DLC, the West Side or whatever,
Or go to the lab with your wife.
I'm not talking about quests. I'm talking about purely any type of conversation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was just saying
other
like
people have
DLC.
conversations that are like the thing. I don't think this is a cut content situation.
It doesn't excuse them at all from not having that.
Yeah.
For sure, right? And it'll forever be a mystery as to why they made that horrible decision. Because I tried that entire game to have a connection with that woman.
Oh, she made it difficult. I tell you what. Oh, she made it difficult.
You know what? I'll tell you, and I'm going to be honest. If they had given one other real love interest, I'd consider it. And that doesn't happen very often in these types of games. Usually I'm like, ride or die, the main storyline woman who you're supposed to or whatever, right? But in this particular case, she made it so difficult that if that one other woman that was in a relationship with the other woman, don't remember her name, had been more of a realistic like thing, I might have had,
Rachel?
I don't remember her name. You remember her name? She was a quest giver, and she always worked on that bike.
No, I know. Ricky.
Ricky.
It was an R name. I was like, R sounds right, but I don't think Rachel is quite it.
Yeah, and she's in a relationship with the doctor lady.
Yeah.
And, but then she, like, kind of comes on to you for, like, a bit. There's, like, ooh, will they, won't they, ooh, this is bad because it's kind of cheating. And she's like, I don't care. Polly probably is. I don't remember what she said.
You just say bye, like a normal person.
Well, no, I'm saying because she's in a relationship, so she must be okay with being...
I think she was okay with cheating.
Oh, then she's just a bad person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, yeah.
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 no,
To
yeah,
be
'cause that was
poly, I think the other person would also have to be like
They would be more open about
poly.
both would have
Because if
approached
only
him,
one is
yeah.
poly and one is mono, okay, then the poly is cheating.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is math,
It's
people.
a
It's
it's a
basic
loophole
math.
that the guys have been working through for 3 years and years for
Right.
many
Yeah.
years.
We've had a team on that.
We just figure out the science fine. Well, we didn't figure out the science. They just did the science, and then
Yeah.
we're like finally studying the science. Like, oh,
Right.
yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Don't do that. Okay,
It's confirmed. Right here.
confirmed, completely fucked. Okay.
Yeah, but besides that, I mean, the ending was good. I liked how you
I mean, there was definitely like a lot of tension because I was like, oh shit, the dude's gonna kill her.
right.
She's gonna die. She's not making it out of this. I don't see like.
Might as well not have.
Don't let her to die.
I was like, they could pull the trigger on a lot of different people.
They could have. Yeah, they really could have killed a lot of people off,
And they didn't.
and they didn't kill any of them.
Which, was a little bit of a subversion in of itself.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I fully expected at least Boozer to die.
Right.
Like 4 times.
I thought.
So
he
this
died.
is the funny part because I before I played the game, I was watching a big streamer stream it,
Mhm.
and I saw only like the 10 minutes where I didn't realize this was the final mission. I had no idea what the time or anything was, but it was like the 10 minutes leading up to Boozer, like you realizing Boozer lived.
Right.
And so the entire time I'm playing the game, I'm like, okay, there's going to be a part where I think Boozer is dead, and then I have to be prepared that he's actually not dead. I think that happened like once in the beginning, like, oh, he's gonna get drunk and he's gonna wander off or something, but
Right.
he never
Yeah,
did.
it's super bro moment, which was cool.
Yeah, I like that
Mm.
moment.
And then like it kept going and going, and then I think I eventually literally forgot about it. And then it happened. I'm like, oh my god. It was at the very end. I saw the last mission of the game and I didn't know it until like the last 10 minutes of this fucking adventure.
Right. Yeah. Oh
So,
my god,
That's
that's
fun.
it's actually pretty funny because there's been a couple of games where because I usually the way things work is if like Matt's gonna play a game and I want to like hang out or whatever, right? I end up looking a bunch of stuff up usually, because like I like researching stuff and finding out the most optimal thing or helping to get like a particular item or making sure we don't miss things. Most of the time, it's making sure you don't miss things the first way through, right?
Yeah.
It's like a completionist thing. But oftentimes when I'm looking through stuff, I stumble upon spoilers. And it just happens because people can't keep their goddamn mouths shut in forums and even in articles. They'll just like let shit slip. And I'm like, yo, hello?
Oh yeah.
I'm
It's
just trying
pretty
to find top 10 tips that I wish I knew before I played the game. That old article that every game has, right?
Tip number 1, the ending of the game. So
You're going to come to a crossroads where you got to choose this person and this person. Here's
Right,
the
yeah.
details of the whole scenario and scene.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
make sure in scene 55 you gave her the antidote and then you gave the other guy the gun, and then that way you can save them both at the end.
Mhm.
You're like, I don't even know these people.
If you
but
give
I
the
guess
guy
I'll
the
make sure to
antidote,
remember to
he'll
give
find a gun and shoot himself.
Tip
Yeah.
number 2, use the map.
Yeah.
just that, just the whole thing. Use the map.
It really helps you get around.
Mhm. If you want to see the geography of where the adventure is going to take place, there's a map button.
Yeah.
3,
A lot of people don't know.
shoot things, stab things, slash things, solve puzzles.
Hurt the things that are trying to hurt you first,
Mhm.
Right.
and
right,
do not
right.
take damage.
That's right. We're blowing up your spot, you fucking fake journalist.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Got
him.
you. Yeah. Tip number 4.
Learn to
All
write.
right, no.
We can keep going, dude.
No, we could.
But no.
Okay. Yeah.
Rule of three.
One thing I did like though at the end was the after bit, right? Did you do the whole after bit where you continue on with the quests and then there's like one more thing you do with that guy who was working for the Nero stuff?
No, so
Oh, this must be
I
something you heard about.
spoiled. No, I spoiled the thing for myself because when I told you that when I beat it, like I didn't believe that it was the ending, so like I
Right.
went on Wikipedia to double check it. And speaking of like I mean, you know, when you're on Wikipedia,
You kind of went looking for it a little bit, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was just making sure. Like, I just want to make sure, like, okay, I don't. In the plot summary, I didn't want there to be another like 2 paragraphs after this section, so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just see. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Oh, and it's like after some time later, O'Brien calls you, and he's like, I'm freaky. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
So to
He's a
explain in a
freak.
bit more words, what
No, yeah,
happens
you go
is-
ahead, but
Yeah. O'Brien calls you and asked to kind of meet up with you, and I don't remember what the premise of the meeting was. Do you remember what the premise was? It was like,
he wants to finally tell you what's going on.
oh, he wants to kind of reveal to you what's happening. And so in your conversation with him, you realize, and I hadn't even thought about this, I'll be honest, the guy was wearing a mask the whole time, right? And they explained it away that it's because they don't want to be, exposed to the outside world. When in actuality, it was more like the other way around in a way. It was kind of weird. But he removes the helmet, and turns out he's one of, like, the creatures, or like an advanced version of the creatures that you've been fighting.
yeah.
And as it turns out, so is all of the Nero people, from what it sounds like, from what he's saying. And they're like a new species of man. And so it's like they've been doing all this research to try to figure out how to create like these super versions of themselves, and have it be replicable, have it be done
Repeated.
Yeah,
There you go.
repeated.
Dude, I had this is a side note. I couldn't figure out how to spell pile the other day. Like I could not summon the words. I was like PAIL. That's pale. I could not figure it out. Like I couldn't even Google. I looked up the source and I was like, I don't know, like stuff. A bundle, a stack, and I'm like, none of it was a pile. So in the GitHub issue, I just put a bunch.
Was this for
One
work?
bunch.
Yeah.
One singular bunch.
I was like, oh, they bunch up instead of pile up.
That's same. Same.
I know, but I was so
thought-
just fucking like, I could not summon the. I was like, how am I so stupid?
Dude, that
Oh,
happens
yeah,
sometimes, man.
I get that like once a week. Like I think my most recent word was school. Not that I couldn't figure out how to spell it. I was just like, am I saying that right? School?
Dude, if you think too hard about it, you'll start to rethink the way you live. Like,
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it's like school. Understand.
School.
But yeah. No, it's yeah.
You know what's fucked up? An aside on an aside, real quick. There is a brand of kids-related products. I don't remember what the second word for it, but they spell out school in the brand name. You guys remember this? Like the plastic thing.
SKO.
Yeah, the SKOOL. They
Oh.
spell in the branding for like the kids product for like it's like for like 5-year-olds or something like that. You get them on like they have like little plastic chairs with the school on it, and it's like something school or something like that, right? And as a kid growing up, I legitimately thought, because observing my surroundings for a small portion of time before I learned how to spell things appropriately, I thought that's how you spelled school because that's what the thing said, right? What am I supposed to do? Not trust the thing in my life that it says school to not be the way to actually spell school? It's messed up, dude. They're like ruining kids across the nation. We should really get on this.
Well, I
don't
haven't
care.
seen them for a while, so I
know
think we're
They probably already got taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably not the first or only person that happened to. They're like, yeah, we gotta probably change that. Kids are fucking stupid. God damn it.
But yeah, so the end of the game.
O'Brien,
he reveals
he's a
himself,
freaker.
and then he does this like
Arr.
because you read it, right? You don't know what happened, but like he looks at you, and then he does like this creepy like a creature jump on like the helicopter takes off, and instead of just getting back on the helicopter like a normal fucking person, he like jumps onto it, and he's like he's all of a sudden he's all animalistic and shit, like he's showing you his true self. Totally went extra with it. He didn't have to do that at all. He could have walked back on there like a civilized person, but no.
Well, I think he was scared that we thought he might be pale. He was just pale boy.
He had to really drive it home that no, I'm a monster now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm not sick. I'm just a monster.
Yeah, but that's one of those twists that I legitimately didn't think about. I didn't expect it to happen. I thought that it was just normal government being shady stuff and just
They're not the government; they're a private company.
right. Okay, so yeah, like normal umbrella corporation style shit where they kind of do things behind the scenes, and as it turns out, it kind of flipped it a little bit, which is really cool. And I just didn't expect it because the guy was a timid dude the whole time. So you just kind of, it was built in to subvert you from day one, which I think was a really nifty twist. And it made me excited for something that I was never going to be able to experience, which was what happened in Days Gone 2.
Well, I mean, with PC sales.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I think with PC sales, I think Matt's right.
I mean, we played it on PS5, but yeah, fuck them.
Well, because we'd already had it, right? We're not going to buy the game again.
No.
You only do it for games you really like.
Yeah, Hades.
That's the game you bought on, like, what, 4 platforms? 3 platforms?
I've only bought it on 2.
You have it on...
I have it on Epic and I have it on Steam.
Epic, Steam. Oh, I thought you bought it on the PlayStation as well.
No.
Oh. What game did you buy on a different platform just to have it because you just loved it so much?
Hades.
No,
I bought it on Steam.
Like a console. Like between console and PC. I thought there was one that you did that. Nah, it doesn't matter. I thought there was one where it had happened. It was a thing. But anyways.
Not a thing.
Yeah, so that was cool. Days Gone. Good game. Really frustrating in a lot of ways.
It's like a 7. I would give it a 7
out of 10.
I would have given it like a 7.5 if for each voice line that they gave Sarah at the end. That's like 0.1 up.
Right.
But since they gave her 0, it's actually about a 7.
It's actually an 8 out of 10. But
game developers, listen up. Make sure you take notes.
It's actually an 8 out of 10, but we deducted 0.1 for each line that she didn't have. Right? Because minimum of 10. Everyone knows this.
Man, you guys could have made your fucking bonus if you just gave Sarah one more line, but now it's a 75 on Metacritic, and now you're not going to get your fucking bonus.
You only get a bonus at 8, you fucking dummies.
Idiots.
Is just a insane rule to have as a company.
Bethesda did that too.
Well, no, nobody did it, and it's cool. It's fine. It's not the world we live in. Nobody's ever done that before.
They got an 84. They're supposed to get an 85.
That's so fucked up.
And they didn't get it.
Just give it to them anyways.
You would think.
That's so messed up, man.
You would think.
You're living in the same world where a fucking Blizzard guy gave himself $1 million bonus. So that's
true. That's true. It's just crazy.
No, they're not gonna give people money if they don't have to.
Hinging people's livelihoods off of subjective.
I think that once that blew up, I think that whole thing
stopped.
Yeah. Or they're not talking about it.
Yeah, they just had them sign NDAs this time around.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit. Yeah, that's the real secret. That's why we haven't heard anything for a while. It's like, oh,
right,
we need to make NDAs.
Or maybe
we
just
could
no
fix
bonuses.
the problems, or we'll just make NDAs. It's no big deal.
Piece of paper or money? Well, I'm $1 billion corporation, so paper.
One piece of paper. Boop.
Cool.
Easy. Yeah. No, Days Gone was a solid 7 or 8 for me as well. Like we were talking about before. The gameplay itself, all that is really cool and fun. It's just everything else was kind of like okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It's just like, oh, all right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm here. Okay. Can I shoot more zombies now with different guns? Okay.
It goes like a super god. I beat the boss, not the last super zombie you beat.
Yeah.
He's like in the caves and he's like super fast.
Oh yeah.
I just murked him literally with my baseball bat.
Oh, the white freaker or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, they hyped him up a lot, and then I think
was that he was a bitch.
I destroyed him.
If you with your baseball bat, I think I shot him with a shotgun twice, and he was dead. So it was just like, really, is that it? Okay,
this is the guy.
I mean, he's annoying when there's 30 other guys.
He's quick.
Out, but yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's quick. Yeah.
Wolves are quick.
Yeah.
They fuck me up continuously.
Yeah, the wolves are the thing that gave you the most issues. Thinking back.
Fucking the freaker wolves. Oh god.
Yeah, you're riding we talked about this last time, but it actually is insane just riding the bike and then have them just kind of gain on you. And you're like,
all of a sudden Deegan pulls out his gun, and you're like, all right.
I guess
they're wolves.
There'll be wolves behind me. No,
You
but
can't catch me. Oh shit,
I
he
mean,
caught me. What the fuck?
it says something though that of all the issues that we have with the game and all the gripes, we did still finish it, and it wasn't like hard to to convince ourselves to keep going, right? It was like, nah, we're gonna finish the game.
We were like literally like 3 achievements off of getting platinum.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I had to do like stealth kills. There's
Yeah.
something stupid. It was like 100 stealth kills.
Also, I think some of them were related to
A
the
lot of
the
stuff.
the extra modes, like the challenge mode stuff. I thought a couple of them were tied to that, so that's why we didn't. I mean, you did do a lot of them. You did a lot of the challenge mode stuff and got a few achievements, but at a certain point, we're just like, we don't want to grind this. Essentially,
Yeah, it was basically I have to find people to stealth kill. You have to do people, not zombies.
Zombos.
Yeah.
And I had to clear everybody. Or maybe it was the other way around, because I stealth killed a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah. I think it was
Maybe I had to stealth kill zombies.
It was a certain type of stealth kill that you just didn't do very often.
Yeah.
Also, crossbow kills, I think, was like it was stealth crossbow kills was one of them. I thought,
No,
or was that just a challenge mode thing?
that was a challenge mode
Yeah,
thing.
that's a challenge thing.
The crossbow was really cool until hordes showed up, but yeah, I really enjoyed the like hour or two of like, oh, I can stealthily shoot people. and then,
No, see what I did is I just bought silencers.
well,
I thought
yeah,
the crossbow was
that's-
fucking garbage.
This time around, the first time around, I remember you using the
I
crossbow a lot.
quickly, yeah,
Yeah,
I quickly changed from that. I was like, oh, this is a cool idea. Boom, boom.
And then you get your first sniper rifle, and you're like, I can clear a whole camp before
I can just
this motherfucker gets up off the chair.
it's true.
I can duct tape a fucking Dr. Pepper to this guy, and I can just fucking snipe the entire camp. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My fucking 50 cal sniper.
Yeah, I can silence a 50 cal sniper for multiple shots with a Dr. Pepper bottle.
No, it was an exhaust.
Well, the idea that you
Oh,
can
it was an exhaust, right? Yeah.
silence
car.
a 50 caliber rifle at all is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can silence.
It's like softening like a fucking thunder shock or thunder.
You can silence a shotgun. I've seen them on like YouTube where they've silenced shotguns and shoot them really quick, and then the silencer fucking melts.
Oh,
wow. Well, I believe it. Yeah.
that's just
And
crazy.
you can, like it's red hot. Red hot.
Cool.
That's a fun. I always thought that was the craziest part about guns is that like they can just melt if you just use them too much because they are just made out of metal and
you're
and
doing tiny
shooting.
little explosions.
yeah. Fuck, my gun melted again. Damn it. Get the other one.
Dang it.
I'm too quick.
Shit. Oh my god. Oh boy.
Well, we
But
can
yeah,
go
so
over
yeah.
that you played, and then we'll come back to us
Yeah.
Okay.
because we've only played one other game.
Yeah, I've played a bunch of games, but I've only like have anything to do like really talk about is like a couple because I play like Medieval Dynasty, which is it's just like my veg out games. I do work, I come home, I play with the dogs, and I'm like, I just want to veg out, so I play Medieval Dynasty or some other shit. But the game that I actually do want to talk about that I beat like right before we went live is Superliminal.
Superliminal.
Yeah,
It's kinda like a Stanley Parable, yeah.
it's like basically, yeah, it's like Stanley Parable met Portal. It's like a puzzle game, but it has like yeah, like a witty. The story doesn't really matter. It's not like anything like that.
Right.
There's like a doctor guy that talks to you through the game, but mostly it's just about like the puzzles, which is like how this is going to be very hard for me to describe because I'm not really good with these words, but basically, you know how like something looks small when it's far away,
Right.
and then it
Peter
looks
Jackson.
bigger. Peter Jackson, basically, it plays with the idea
It
of
plays
that,
with
like
perspective.
perspective, and like yeah. So the main game is like you playing through with perspective. It's like you're in like a dream testing facility that they're using like lucid dreaming on you to work with perspectives and shit. And it's like, and then at some point it all goes downhill and like you're trapped in the dreams and stuff, whatever. But
That's cool.
it's just like yeah, it's just really cool puzzles like that. Like, oh, I have to pick up this this block, but it's all the way over there. But if like you pick it up and then you like move it closer to a wall, it gets bigger and like, oh, okay. And then if you it's really hard to explain, but basically,
is it kind of like the
go
same
ahead.
thing as when you're looking at people who do those weird street art things where you're like, oh, I'm standing in a room, and then as I get closer to the door, for some reason the door I look way larger than the door, and the door, even though it hasn't changed size, but because of perspective, it's like fucked with your expectations, and turns out it's actually a tiny door, but you only
Yeah,
notice that when you get closer to it. But when you
it's
walk closer to the camera,
100%.
it's like that
Yeah,
type of stuff, but where it's more active, where things
it's
literally
more of
change.
it's like a puzzle. Yeah, you're just basically playing in the impossible space. Like
Right.
if you could play in the possible space, uh, you would do it. Or like, the
Yeah. If it were possible,
game's
but
still
because
fresh
you're
in
in
my
a
brain,
dream.
so
Yeah.
it's like
My man
I'm still kind of,
fried.
Dude, you're still in the dream
Yeah.
world, dude. You got to get out. All right. This is part of the
Oh
game.
god. Oh
Yeah, they
shit.
hired us.
Hold on.
This is how we make our money.
Oh no. I gotta make
It's
this
all
light
The
simulation.
long con.
It's all a simulation.
Oh
Dude,
no.
wake up.
Oh no, not again. Third time this week I've been caught in the simulation. Yeah, it's a lot of basically the way it plays out, it's like, okay, impossible spaces, and like one cool puzzle, or like one cool uh feature, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. It's not like a puzzle or anything really. It's just that like you'll see like there's paint on the wall somewhere. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like you'll be like you'll be walking in like a white room and there's like random black squares. So you
Mhm.
kind of like, oh, well, what do these like look like if I look at them over here? And if you line them perfectly and you click on the shape, it becomes like an actual box out of like the paint on the wall
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
crazy.
And so you pick it up, you're like, what the fuck?
It's like
And
abstract. It's like an abstract puzzler.
yeah, it's really hard to just, as I said 30 times now, it's really hard to describe it. It's basically, yeah, it's basically puzzle game, impossible space, stuff that you can't do in real life, stuff that you can't like, actually do. It's just that.
Unlike games like Days Gone, where you can do that stuff in real life.
Right. No, it's possible. In fact, I would
Well,
say
you could shoot a person or a dead person in real life.
You cannot look at black paint on a white wall and make it a box. I got you.
That's true.
yeah, that is a fact.
Unless,
Hmm.
science and stuff.
Yeah, science is
Yeah,
stuff.
science.
Get the
Yeah.
boys on it. All right.
Uh-huh. They got some free time. They figured out the polymono thing.
Yeah.
Now it's time
Hey,
to figure out
scientists,
paint box.
I got a new one for you. Oh, thank God, we've been bored for years. Wait, cancer who? AIDS what?
No,
I don't understand.
Anyways, get on this shit. All right, this is way more important.
But yeah, no, it's just I do recommend it. It's like a really short game. I got it for $12 because it was part of like a humble bundle,
Nice.
like the monthly one, and they had like 3 games that I actually wanted to play on them. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get this. And it only took me like 3 or 2 hours to beat it.
It was one of those you beat in one sitting. You're like, that was cool.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I played like an hour before bed last night. And I was like, I heard it's a pretty short game. We'll see if I can beat it before we stream tonight.
Yeah,
And I did.
nice.
But
Yeah, I did that
highly
with,
recommend it.
Oh, I was gonna say. I think the only game I've ever just sat down and just beaten in one sitting was Thomas Was Alone.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a similar type vibe where you do puzzles and a guy talks to you. But yeah,
a lot of those games. There's a lot of those puzzle games. While
they're
some guy
good.
talks
It's
to you.
it's a great formula, honestly.
Mhm.
But,
Thomas Was Alone. Getting over it.
yeah. Oh God.
I mean, yeah, technically you're correct, man. The puzzle is yourself getting over it.
Puzzles
There's
is the physics.
Definitely a puzzle aspect to that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump King. No way talks to you in that.
Do people talk to you in the golf version of the game?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. No, but that sounds really good.
Uh,
Actually, it sounds like satisfying, but also like what?
Yeah, I'm not for sure what its default price is. I'll look it up real quick on Steam.
20, I think.
20.
Wow, 20.
I
That's a
mean,
steal,
20s.
man.
I would have paid 20 for it. No big. I mean, not really, unless it was like
You're like, wait a
only
second. Would I?
only because
If I
I'm a
knew
sucker
how
for
good it
sales.
was
Yeah.
before I got it on cheap, I probably would have paid $20 for
Right.
it.
If
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
the feeling of satisfaction, but not knowing what happened after having played it, but before.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's $20. So, if you can't get it for 12, it's definitely worth the extra $8. That's all I gotta say.
Some games are
that's my
just
hot take.
experiences, right? It's like even though it's only 3 hours of content, it's like 3 hours of like really good content. Like well thought out.
And it's got other features. I forgot. Like it's got a kind of like the Stanley Parable. It has like a commentary mode where you can play the game with developer commentary. There's a
Nice.
speedrunner mode.
Also,
tracks
do you
your time
expect
for you.
people to come up with more like puzzles in an impossible space than 3 hours? Like that's got to be so hard to come up with in the first place, right? Like,
I think they did a good job of like getting the right timing, because if
it's too long, you get you're like, I get it.
yeah, because like I was kind of like not feeling that part, but like as I was getting to the point, I'm like, okay, I get it. I take the boxes out of impossible space.
There's only so many
whatever.
like variations you can do that are interesting before you've learned how to solve every puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like
or how to brute force it efficiently.
Right. Yeah. You like learn the language of the puzzle style that they have, because you can only come up with so many variations of stuff when you're a small team, especially, right? Coming up with different puzzles, like I think players start to see the matrix a little bit of like how, even if you don't know specifically, like Matt was saying, you can just brute force it for sure.
Yeah. No, but it's like I didn't quite get that feeling, but I was like just about to get there. It's like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's when they
and then it switched to
cut it.
something else. I was like, nice, okay, cool.
Nice. No,
and then there's like stuff that you go back to later and you do it again, and like they switch it up on you again. And it's like, what the fuck? What is going on? Oh my god!
What now? The black spots are a table?
Oh, like you're not.
The table becomes the black spots.
Get the table, Devon.
You're not too far off, but yeah. Highly recommend it. Get it if you want to. It's a fun, short little game that makes your brain go, but you feel smart after you play because you beat a game and you're like, yeah, I'm superliminal.
Oh,
I was the superliminal all along.
I'm the ultraliminal.
I'm the ultraliminal. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like Giga Chads and shit.
But
that was it for me. What else have you guys been playing recently that you remember more?
Just a small indie game, kind of a classic. I attached a couple of mods to it. It's a little known game. Not all. I mean, I don't think anybody plays it, right?
It's called so.
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. You already said it. I was like,
sorry.
I saw you playing it. Yeah. I was like, I wanted to guess, but
yeah, my bad.
That's
we've
fine.
been playing Skyrim.
No, it's okay.
Separately, just like both playing. They've been doing this cool thing where before when you modded when you modded Skyrim, you kind of had to go into the Nexus and you had like the mod organizer and pick and choose and figure out how they fit together, and you have to do like a bit of research to see which ones work together, which ones don't, by just reading the descriptions on each one of them, and they'll usually tell you when they're combinable or they work well. But recently, in the last year, I don't know how long it's been since this has been a thing, but just like with Minecraft, there's mod packs now that people
They're mod lists and not mod packs.
Mod lists.
You have to do that because they're different, and the modders of Skyrim are very anal.
Yeah, it's
about their
unfortunate.
intellectual property.
Yeah,
for shit that they made
for a game that they
don't own. So
it's not
you
quite
can't
like
make
Minecraft,
mod packs like you can Minecraft, where everybody's like, I don't give a shit, put it in.
Yeah, in Minecraft, people are like, I made a mod. You put that in your mod pack? That's so cool, dude. Awesome.
Thanks for throwing it in there.
In Skyrim, they're like, excuse me, I made my NPC.
Yeah, you
and
have
it's
to
actually
have
like
permission.
I put myself in it, and I don't. I don't.
I bet
my
a lot
IP.
of that. Well, you remember that one guy that like made a fucking different video game in Skyrim, and then he got hired by Bethesda. I bet
Yeah,
that's like why a lot of modders are like, "This is my property, so somebody else can hire me."
yeah.
Mm.
Well, that guy,
Uh,
that guy did like a whole DLC's worth of stuff. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was just me spitballing. But
No,
yeah,
that's
I went
definitely.
through a Skyrim stage not too long ago, and then I stopped for some reason. So I'm glad you guys are also re-experiencing it again as
Well,
well.
I'll tell you.
It's
Uh-oh.
basically a new game.
Yeah.
At least, like,
Well, it's been long enough, right?
that
Well, just with the mods, dude.
with
The
just
mods
mods.
changed so
I have
much
over 1,200 mods.
in the mod list that you have, right?
In
It's
the
like
mod
almost
list.
200 gigs.
It's 330 gigs right
Oh
now.
my god, 330 gigs.
Yeah.
330 gigs
And
for one game.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, dude, there is a particular mod in that game that is actually insane. It is the coolest
Oh
mod
yeah, dude. I
I've
love this
ever
mod.
seen in anything. It's called Legacy of the Dragonborn.
Oh no,
Matt, go ahead and tell them what they get. Tell them what they get in Legacy of Dragonborn.
a brand new
If you
car.
order now, so they add this whole thing in Solitude where it's a museum, and every item you pick up has a spot in the museum. The
Even
museum,
items in mods, by the way.
yeah, even modded items. So they have all these different sections. They give you like a sweet ass house that has everything that you need. Crafting that's all connected. So when you carry a bunch of shit, you just go to like the sorting chest, and it's like, oh, you got all this shit, and it sorts it into the right places. Then you go to like the alchemy place, and it's like, we're gonna pull all the alchemy supplies from the sorter, and so you can just craft everything without having to carry all the shit around. The the museum has like quests.
Yeah.
So they have like 3 or 4 different like 2-hour long quests.
Yeah, like long, like actual quest lines.
Are you gonna sneeze?
Yeah.
I've been sneezing and like blowing my nose all fucking afternoon. So don't worry about the faces and stuff I'm doing
it's
over
actually
here.
great,
I'm
though.
listening. It's just like
I'm watching you like be a person.
It sucks to be alive. But no,
Yeah.
that's all sounds really cool so far. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 300 gigs worth of whatever.
Well, no,
No, this is just one of the mods.
This is just one of the mods. It's
Yeah.
like
well,
3
I
mods.
figured, but yeah.
Yeah, but and this is actually in multiple mod lists too, so you can get smaller
Are
gig
you
worth for, but also still
And the
get
only
this one.
reason why mine is blown up that big is because
You have all those texture packs, right?
I have like 4K textures, and
Yeah.
this is supposed to
okay.
make Skyrim look as good as it
And it looks
can.
really good.
Like
Yeah.
it doesn't look next gen. It looks last gen, but like
But it's like almost a 10-year-old game.
yeah, it is a 10-year-old.
It is a 10-year-old game. Yeah, shit.
Well, it will be in 3 months.
Yeah. It's basically, right?
No, 10, 11. 10, 11.
I don't
What year did
2
it come out?
months. It came out on 11, 11, 11.
Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
Then, so you do some quests, and then after a while, you start up a guild called the Explorers Guild, and you go on expeditions with them.
You hire people for the
That's
Explorers
fun.
Guild.
Yeah, all people are all fully voice acted and everything.
Fully voice acted new NPCs. It's crazy.
take notes, game developers at Days Gone.
But yeah, it's just like it's so sick, and it has like, I don't know, it's like this is exactly what I like.
Yeah, which is look, I can display. It's insane because
I have a library that displays all of the books
yeah, and orders them and sorts
and
them. for you.
orders them, and
That's pretty cool.
like everything is visual.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I keep
So-
forgetting to ask. What do you use? Do you use Wabbajack or did you just like?
yeah,
find
it
a
was
list?
Wabbajack.
Wabbajack, dude.
Okay.
And it's so
and does
easy.
it just? Yeah, I've tried to use that, and I can't tell if like
So
just
the real short and long of it, and this is from somebody who knows less than Matt, but I can hopefully like layman's term it as slow as possible because it's really easy. You just download Wabbajack. You have a completely fresh install of Skyrim, like 100% fresh, so fresh that when you uninstall it, and then you even get rid of like the additional stuff in like your documents folder for Skyrim. There's like a special. You just get rid of everything that's Skyrim related on your computer, install a whole new one, start up the game once. Then you download Wabbajack, you pick the mod list that you want, and then you go on. You connect your Nexus to the mod list in your mega upload count, so it can just do all this stuff automatically for you. And then you just click go, and then it downloads everything for you. It downloads the mod organizer. It gets it all set up. It does everything. And then usually there's like 1 or 2 more steps on like moving like some DLLs over, and then that's it. It just works.
Well, no, then you go to the where you downloaded all your shit from and start mod organizer from that. You don't start Skyrim.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Skyrim is like once you add those DLLs, you don't touch that folder anymore.
Yeah, you just start the game from the mod organizer in the mod list folder that you set.
That makes sense. I guess I just didn't.
Yeah, like making sure that the documents are in the right spot. Like they prefer you to have it like on the root portion of the C drive, so because that's just the way it works best. But usually, a lot of the mod lists, they have like really detailed instructions that tell you exactly what you need to do step by step, and they all have support discords. Like it's really streamlined, and the people are really like going the extra mile for it. It's awesome. Like I had an issue where my game wouldn't start, and I posted at like 11:30 at night, being like, "Hey, this is." In fact, actually, I found somebody who had these same issues, luckily, and then I posted my crash report, and the guy was like, "Yeah, get rid of this thing." Turns out there was like a leftover DLL from a previous mod list I had for 3D audio because it had VR support, and I got rid of that, and the game just worked. Yeah, but it was crazy. Yeah, they made it so much easier because I remember doing research for like a week before trying to put mods in there to make sure all the mods worked together, and that it was gonna, that this was the visuals that I wanted, that and that my computer could handle it, and all this stuff, and having to wade through it. And these people, they go and make a list, and they're like, hey, this is this type of experience. If you want like a survival experience, get this one. It's like really hardcore. And there's one mod list that they're literally it might as well be a mod pack because they're like recreating the game almost from scratch. They're making it like more like Oblivion or Morrowind when it comes to the way it looks. What was that first mod pack that I used called? It was like Librum.
Yeah, Librum.
Yeah, Librum. And it was so hardcore that I played for a couple of days on just like, like 1 or 2 nights of playing, essentially, where I never made it out of the general Whiterun, metropolitan area. Like I didn't get any further because there's you don't have a map, you have a mini map, but you have to go find physical maps and then look at them to use them like you're in Minecraft. You have to monitor your food and water and sleep, and it's like really like, and you have to like cook it, and
that's what I said.
All the weather effects are like really like hardcore. If you're in the snow for too long, you don't have the right amount of warmness for the gear you're wearing, you can just freeze to death. And also everything's like really like, if you're on level 1 and you try to fight stuff, you'll just get murked because they take like more of a traditional RPG aesthetic to it, where you have to fight animals for a bit and then fight people for a bit, and then you can fight some of the monsters because it gets harder. But it was so and the economy's different too. Like they had a totally different money system, and I had to learn like a money system. And then I got to the point where I was like, this is so much, and I applaud them, but I can't. I kind of want to just play a little bit more of a Skyrim-y game and less of this insane version.
Survival.
Yeah, survival thing, because the one I have right now has some survival elements, but it's not nearly as crazy. And the straw that broke the camel's back for me was I decided, I kind of want to do magic, but they have a low fantasy magic, or I don't remember what they called it, but basically you don't just get magic, you have to research it. But the problem with it was people had some gripes about it because you had to go and take items and take like scrolls and then research them over and over and over again, and it was kind of like slowly. You think that the idea was that you would research a particular spell and then get it, but what ended up happening was you would research a bunch and then you would get kind of like a random spell. But the spell you got was like kind of like shitty, or it could be good, but you would never know until you got it. And people had kind of an issue with that. And after looking up a bunch, I'm like, I don't want to spend literal hours to get one spell, and that's after I have to play through the game with all of these limitations already. So the hours of going around and having to find stuff will also literally, I could die at the drop of a hat at any moment against anything, including hunger. So I just decided not to do it. But the one I'm playing right now, I think my list is called like Tinbach or whatever. But it's good. It's
those are the mods that like always I found fascinating because they've been doing that shit at least since New Vegas, like hardcore survival mod. You have a thirst system, a hunger system, a paranoia system, a fucking mental health state system, taxes, tax evasion policies,
dude.
all kinds
Yeah,
of shit.
yeah. The one I had they even changed how like crimes. So you couldn't just go up and use someone's
Crime.
like cooking thing without asking first. Otherwise, they would call the cops on you. You couldn't like open
Called guards.
Yeah. Sorry, the
Wait,
guards.
Same thing.
This low fantasy is so low that it's urban.
It's urban. They got little cops. What seems to be the problem here?
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Bad boys, bad boys. Looks like the Dovahking. No,
Oh shit.
no, but like it could be like really small stuff, like opening a door without knocking first, or like just like everything was more of like a realistic, type of situation where stuff you usually get away with because it's just a game you couldn't get away with, which is kind of nuts. But
yeah, my mod list is not like that.
no, Matt's mod list is like, yo, you want a power fantasy?
It's not like that either.
No, but that looking at you now, because I think you're so highly leveled compared to what I have right now, it feels like that a little bit. You're like,
oh yeah,
I got all the
better,
shit, dude, because I'm part of I have Legacy the Dragonborn in my mod set, and I basically have materials for anything I want.
That's true.
For anything.
But yeah, my mod pad's called or mod list is Elysium.
Elysium, yeah, it's really good. I would get it if I had more room, and could also handle the graphics. I don't think I could probably handle.
I can't even handle the graphics.
Yeah, I don't think I could. Yeah.
Like I dip into the 40s and 30s regularly.
I mean,
not in combat, thankfully, because most of the combat's in like dungeons and outside, which is mostly cities that drop.
Well, because all the cities you have like these super versions of the cities on top of the visual
cities.
stuff. It's like expanded cities, and so they're like bigger or like differently detailed cities. Some of them have changed the city layout.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Is there any mod that deals with the asshole who's like, have you ever been to the Sky Court or whatever? Oh, of course you haven't. I forget his name. It's in Whiterun.
Talking about a very specific dude.
Well,
Probably,
like it's the same. It's I don't know. He was a meme along with the whole fucking. I used to be an adventurer, then I took an arrow to the knee.
I actually haven't run into him, so maybe. Like if it was, I haven't seen him like in either mod list that I've played. So it's.
I bet there's like every single mod list just starts with like you kill Nazim has been erased from history. You can't.
Oh, he's the preacher.
The preacher.
Nazim.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, he's the Jarl's right hand man. Yeah.
I don't know. It's one guy.
Well, not his right hand man, but he's stuck to the Jarl. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, earlier today I was playing, and his wife is she's just walking around in her underwear. I think she got robbed. You're muted.
You're muted, dude.
Sorry, blew my nose. So there's robbers in your mod pack.
Yeah.
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 How does that work?
Well, they just I've caught like 3 different robbers trying to like sneak into a house at night, and I've just killed them.
Nice.
Texas law, baby.
Not in my house. There's other like the blacksmith, like of Whiterun. I'm like, the chick like helps me out all the time. Yeah. I'm like, you're not gonna rob her.
Yeah. You ain't gonna rob her.
It's not even the stand your own. It's not stand your ground rule.
No, it's like I saw someone else's ground.
Stand their ground. Yeah, stand
their ground.
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck's going on over here? I can shoot you. It's my legal right. I swear to God.
As Dovahking.
As Dovahking. I talk to dragons, motherfucker. What do you do?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God. But no, that's cool. I'll have to ask you, or I guess I'll have to like look that list up and maybe try doing it again. I tried the Wabbajack and it just like I couldn't get past the like it installing the mod pack or list or whatever for me. But I don't know if
you have to link some accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have to link some accounts, but also usually there's they have like a page link for them, and that's where you go and they give you all the extra steps because each mod pack has like its own special extra steps. Sometimes like they'll have you move over some files or whatever. That's like the last thing before it'll work.
It's all pretty easy though.
Yeah, the one I have even has that part automated. You go inside the mod organizer and then you click play on like a different thing and it auto moves everything for you, and then you click play on the game and it just works. So they even made that part easier. You're like, nice. Thank you, mod people.
I appreciate it.
Making this so easy.
I have to check that out because that sounds interesting. Like I really enjoyed our time with super modded Minecraft.
Right. You know, and I highly recommend, even though I don't have it, the Legacy of the Dragonborn mod. If you find a mod list with that in it, it's a whole
There's
experience.
Quest and Elysium both have.
Yeah,
those
Quest
mod
and
lists
Elysium. Yeah.
Have Legacy of the Dragon. It'll have like a little LOTD tag.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really it's
like I really like. If it wasn't for that mod, I probably would have bounced out
like a while ago.
Really?
Yeah,
it's that much.
Yeah,
yeah. It's.
I mean, can you guess how many hours I put in?
Can I guess how many? I like
the
all
last 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
Well, because this I never played Skyrim Special Edition on this Steam account, so this is like my actual hours.
Under 100, above 50.
Oh boy, you're gonna
224
in the last 3 weeks.
Yes,
224.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And about maybe 180 of those are probably this playthrough. No, more than that, right?
No, I would say probably like 150.
150 are just this playthrough. Because you had to restart because
I restarted
like updated.
like 3 times because of the
mod updates.
And you guess how many days you've been playing Skyrim for?
Oh, just like based on the hours,
I don't know how long.
9.3 days.
Full days.
Full day.
Look, all right. So I have a little bit of a problem.
No,
I'm serious.
Just...
I wake up, I do my work, do my meetings. Skyrim until like 8:30.
Yeah, because I get off work and Matt's like, I'll come out and usually we'll like chill for a bit. But ever since Skyrim's been a thing, Matt's been like, all right, so you gonna go play Skyrim? I'll be like, yeah, I guess. I go play my own game, and he's like, all right, cool, and just keeps going.
That's what I do with Evie. I'm like, you're gonna watch TV? She's like, well, I can. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna play video games.
Sick, cool. Anyways, just making sure so I can do the thing I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Like I'm thinking about playing after this podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like I'm fully invested. So I'm someone who has played a ton of Skyrim, right? Throughout my life, played it when it came out. Matt and I like binged a bunch of it right afterwards. You know, spent hours and hours just dicking around, getting like maybe past like the first bit.
I've beaten Skyrim once.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I've never beaten Skyrim. I've never gotten that far. I've never played and just beaten the main storyline.
You're not really missing a whole lot. There's a cool like Valhalla thing towards the end. Yeah. But the rest of it's fucking stupid.
A lot of it is.
It's not. Yeah, a lot of it, but like there's like one cool thing in like one mission, like every 10 or 15 story missions. It's like, oh, all right, cool. And then go kill these guys or go get that item. And
I literally play up until I get the Foos, and then like you go meet the Greybeards, and they're like, here's the other shit.
Here's Ro.
And then here's this other shit. And then I get up to the point where they're like, you can fully use Foos Roda. I'm like, cool. I'll see you in about 200 hours. Because now I'm going to go do
everything else.
Everything else I want to do.
Right.
Like I just did this so that you would give me that.
Yeah.
And also I'm going to take all of your books because they belong in a museum.
And I have one.
What's the last word? Da? Foos Roda? Okay, cool. Thanks. I got it. What? No, I gotta go. I got stuff to do. No, I got it.
Is it Dot?
Foos? Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right, see you guys. I got it. All right, bye.
Isn't that German for like yes? I don't know. Peace.
I don't give a shit.
Russian
Whatever.
for yes.
Whatever.
Foos Roda.
It'd be Foos Ro Ja if it was German.
Oh god. The more violent Foos Roda.
Foos Ro Ja.
I've also never heard a female Foos Roda.
Oh, right, yeah. We neither of us really played like female characters. I might play a female character for my second playthrough. I already have an idea of what I want to do. See, the mod that I'm playing is more of like an RPG mod. So, and I haven't told you anything about this, Matt. But what's cool is, in order to add in other mechanics into the game, what they'll do is they'll put in spells in like the power list in the same section that you would find all of your shouts, right? And so you can use like those shout spells, and they'll activate like additional mechanics. They're like opt-in mechanics. And I didn't know that any of these were a thing until I was like maybe 10 hours into my current playthrough. And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I can choose a class? So
Shit.
you can choose classes. So, because I remember when I started this mod pack, it was supposed to be like an RPG thing, and you could play as like any type of character you can think of, is what the idea was. And so people were talking about how they wanted to role play as like merchants in the game, or like, is that possible? Can we do that? I don't know if it's possible. I haven't tried. I don't think so. I think maybe they're working on it. But I started out because you can choose your starting point in a lot of these mod packs or mod lists. So I started in like Riften, and I was gonna be like a cleric, paladin type guy.
Even when he plays solo, he still plays support.
No, I'm supporting myself, because when I wanted to play a big tanky dude who could heal himself and buff himself up.
Sure, get a couple of companions, and all of a sudden they're doing the fighting, and you're back there going, "Oh, dude. Healing hands, motherfucker!"
I don't even have that spell, so I don't even have healing hands, bitch. Can't heal other people. Actually, I wish I did, because they keep fucking falling. But
yeah, I have it for that.
Yeah,
I'm more of a cleric than you are.
Oh, okay.
Shit! Oh my god!
But I wanted to follow.
I also handle my own biz.
Oh shit!
This ain't a fucking contest, okay?
Yeah, because my Dovahkiin dick is bigger.
My mod list is bigger than yours.
It is, by like twice or 3 times. No. So I started out and had this whole idea with it. But yeah, apparently you can also choose. So in the mod list that I have, Tinvok, you can choose your entire starting loadout. So you can choose what armor you have, what religion you're a part of, what spells you might know, like just a bunch of stuff. So you can start out as like a pre-existing person in a way. And so I started out with like steel armor and a mace and a shield and like restoration spells and like alteration spells, so I could buff myself or whatever. And I was like, cool, I'm like a fucking tanky dude. And I didn't realize that you can also, on top of that, you go in, you can choose a class, and so you can like, and it'll look at your skills and then give you like a list of classes that you're eligible for. So like I'm going through like the warrior line right now. So like novice warrior, and then I think I've gotten to like advanced warrior, and then once you get past a certain point, they have like specializations, like it's fucking D&D, and so you can be like a paladin or you can be like other stuff, and they give you different bonuses, which is really cool, like little passives and stuff like that. And it just has like a whole other aspect to the game. Something I didn't realize though is they removed the entire like intro quest line. So the Helgen thing, where you like you witness the dragon, and then you go to Whiterun and you're like, yo, there be a dragon. And he's like, oh, thank you for telling me about the dragon. Here, do this quest line and become a Thane. I don't have that. I haven't found a single quest line to allow me to become a Thane of any of them yet. I'm going to do some additional checking on the other ones, but for Whiterun especially, I haven't come across like the whole intro. There's a dragon, help Farengar with the thing on how to kill the dragon. Questline doesn't exist. I went to Helgen to go find it. There aren't any characters you can save, because usually if you do like the alternate start for a thing, you can go back at least and kind of do the first quest, like a little bit to start you off. They don't have that. Yeah. So it's I think the whole point of the mod list is to make it so it's completely open. You're not necessarily going to be playing as like the Dragonborn. You can play as whoever you want, is the idea. But I didn't think that they were going to go to that extent. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do some of the first stuff so I can kind of because like they changed the balancing of areas, and so I got to do some low level stuff before I can do the cool things. There's like level suggestions on each of the dungeons now.
Cool.
Yeah, and so like I went to go do that, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I can't. So now I'm a dude who's a part of the Legion now, and I feel like that's what's best for Riften, even though Riften is Stormcloak, but it's really a touchy subject for me. But I'm a follower of Mara, and I just don't agree with followers of Talos, so that's just going to be a thing.
Then why are you?
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Because the Temple of Mara is in Riften, and they're trying to put Temple of Talos there. It's a whole thing. Anyways,
the Stormcloaks are for Talos.
Yes,
the Nords. Shut up.
But also, I was going to be Stormcloak for a bit because Riften is a Stormcloak place, like it is a Nord place, but they're kind of racist.
They are very racist.
I am a Breton. I'm not even Nord.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of.
I don't really like vibe with them. And like I witnessed a couple of guys calling like a Dunmer like a grayskin, and I just don't really like. I'm not with that. Okay, I'm all about equality here. So yeah, that's my.
It was hard to
beliefs.
go with them back in the day.
Yeah,
but nowadays it's like twice. It's like why would I even hang out with them at all? Like I mean, not because like back in the day you wouldn't be like, oh, well, yeah, they seem cool. It's more like these guys are assholes, but whatever.
Yeah,
but
they're just jerks,
like,
really. There's like almost no benefit to
when I was
siding with them.
Yeah, in the beginning, I remember siding with them a little bit, like right off the cuff, because usually I would play like a Nord.
You would think normally like Empire bad,
right?
Rebel good.
That was the mindset. It was like, oh, the oppressed.
But really, they're like, we might have had a reason to suppress you because your views are bad.
They're Nord nationalists, and
they allowed them damn immigrants into my Nord country, and I ain't gonna have it.
And you know what? Nowadays, ever since the Empire did come in, it's a more complex issue, and you can't just uproot people from their way of life, even though they are immigrants. And
I'll tell you what,
really
I got some dumb nerd that are more Nord than the Stormcloaks. I tell you what.
You know what? Preach it, dude.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Although a funny part.
Oos.
Rhoda.
It's like Semper Fi.
Pretty much. Oh God.
Yes, something funny is I'm doing Legion for the first time because as I was saying before, I used to go just Stormcloak because they're like, oh, rebellion, fuck, the Empire, after playing Oblivion or whatever, fuck them, But now I'm like, well, they're kind of racist, so I'm going to go Legion, and so I became a Legionnaire, and I'm working with Legate Rika or whatever, she's that female kind of second in command to General Tullius, and she's a Nord who's working with, so she's supposed to like add like nuance to the whole situation.
Gray.
She's a Nord, but she's like with the Legion.
Not a gray skin, but just like moral, like
Yeah, morally gray, right, or like a gray type of scenario, if you will. And like, oh, my parents were in the Legion or whatever, and I believe in the Empire, brings stability and all that good shit. But what's funny is she's supposed to be a Nord, but she sends you to a place called Corvinjund, but she says Corvinjund, and it's just kind of like, are you a real Nord if you pronounce it Jund and not Yund like everyone else in the game?
So you think she's an inside man?
Yeah. What's up with that? I just kind of find.
I think she's an inside Breton.
She's an inside Breton.
Oh my
Can't
God.
tell them apart.
The worst.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, you're supposed to be a Nord character, and then your voice actor, for whatever reason, the choice they made was Corvin Jund. And it's not like it happened once and they missed it. It's like every time she says it, she's consistent. And like my headcanon is like, oh, she's been around non-Nords for such a long time that she's picked up their mannerisms. You gotta come up with reasons. Yeah, you gotta come up with reasons.
Definitely not Todd Howard be like, all right, come on, let's go. We don't have time for Jund or Yund. Let's go.
It's definitely not like what Matt told me the other day, which was apparently there's not a large amount of voice actors for as many characters.
No, the Thane of Whiterun is literally just normal people around. So it's so bizarre because he doesn't even change his voice.
No.
It's like, he's the Jarl. And then you'll, go to a different city, and then there's like a woodcutter, and he's like, Jarl. Like,
and he sounds...
you're the Jarl.
Yes.
Your status is so much lower.
What happened, dude? You went so low.
Oh my God. No, like they had 4 or 5 fucking base voice actors for the
Oblivion.
Voice actors for the base game or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Oblivion was so bad,
dude. Oblivion's great because
yeah,
they even have ones where there's that one woman. It's classic. You'll find her in all like the lists or whatever, the YouTube videos where she says a full line and then is like, I messed it up, or she says something and then she says the whole line again with different inflections, like it was supposed to be a different take,
again? Yeah.
but they just didn't cut it. They just kept the whole fucking thing. It's great. I love that shit.
That was
dude.
pretty bad.
It's like janky, but like
I
in an
also missed
endearing way.
the wheel or whatever, the negotiation wheel. It
I
was just
never
a fun
figured
little
that out.
persuasion. I can remember like the details of it now, but there was a point where I was like, okay, so you do this for that or whatever. But it was just like a fun little twist on persuading stuff. But I yeah, like if they did it now with like a modernized version of it, I don't know what that would be. But you know, they made the wheel. They need to just improve on it. You know,
Fallout 4. Yes,
well,
no, maybe later.
It's like the difference is they had a wheel and then they gave you a stick.
Yeah. You don't have to persuade anyone because there's no choices. Just do.
You think it's binary, but actually every choice is just a point in time. Yep. It's all the same, motherfucker. Except do you want to be mean about it or not?
It's a flat circle. Fuck. Not again. Another brain teaser. Tweezer. A brain tweezer.
I love that mod though that changes all the options to just like the one word description of what it actually is. Right, it's like I don't remember what the options were, but it changed.
Yes, or sarcastic. Yes,
sarcastic. Yes,
not right now. Yeah. Or no, but yes later.
Right, yeah, and it was like that's literally what it was every fucking time.
Pretty good.
It's so good. But yeah, no, I've talked a lot about my mod, and we talked a little bit about the one mod list you're using, Matt. But yours is more than just the Legacy of the Dragonborn too, though, because like there's a bunch of other stuff in there. Yours there's a whole like horror kind of like fun little escape room type mod called like Clockwork Castle or whatever.
Yeah, it's really not an escape room at all.
Oh, it's not? Okay, I wasn't sure how much it was.
But it was like a little horror inspired, and you get like a huge mansion that I don't use because the museum's safe house is much better. But it has like its own separate kind of like sorting and shit.
It's like a little mini version of what you get with Legacy of the Dragonborn, but it's just like a different place. And it's like a full castle. And I thought what was cool about it is you discover it, and then you go inside, and then you're kind of like prevented from leaving, and then you have to solve like this whole kind of like mystery, and there's like a horror aspect to it, and like ghostly stuff. And I didn't really get to experience the whole thing. I played it, but it's just kind of cool that there's like this whole experience. It's like it's additional that you could have done or not done, and it wouldn't have changed anything. But it's there. And there's stuff like that.
Matt out here is collecting mansions and museums like fucking Nicolas
Dude,
Cage.
I have like 9 houses. I have a house dedicated only to my pets.
You have a pet house.
It's called the pet house.
It's a pet house.
They have their own spot. It's called like Heimdall. It's like this giant longhouse, super Scandinavian, like real Odin inspired.
Right.
And they just all chill there.
Just hang out, have a good time.
You know, and then if I need them, I'll summon them. I don't need them.
Because you already have 3 people on here right now. You have Lydia, Lucian, and Zora right now, right?
Yeah.
And 2 of those are
modded.
Are modded. And what's crazy is they're so
Is
well
Lydia
modded.
the modded one?
They're so well modded that like the voice actors for I think it's the Lucian mod that does this, but it's one character. He's like a fully fleshed out being that like grows as you work with him, and you can train him to be like what you want him to be. So you can like train him to use he's like a clean slate, and then you can make him fill whatever role you want by training him. But in his mod,
is he just a child?
No, he's a traveler from Cyrodiil, and he is like he's like a researcher or a scholarly type that's like wanting to go on adventures to kind of write about it essentially, and so he tags along with you.
He's like Watson.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. And so, well, what's cool is whoever made the mod pack, they went the extra mile to get with all of the voice actors for other community made modded followers to then come up with special voice lines in between them. So you have him in the party, and he'll talk to other people, and there's like little special interactions, and it's even interactions of like based on where you're at or what you're doing.
Yeah, there's so many contextual interactions between them.
Yeah, and it's
just the two modern people
cool.
I have.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, that's sick, dude. So I have
Mhm.
I have Lucian in mine as well, and I have him, and then I have Vigilance, the dog that you can get. I think you get him in Markarth,
Oh,
and
the
he's like,
talking dog.
no, he's not
No.
talking. But he's the dog with like the robotic leg.
Yours has a robotic leg?
Yeah, he has like a Dwemer leg.
Oh, mine's just normal oak.
Mine's better. Cyborg dog.
He also crashed my game. That's why I had to make the pet house.
Yeah, because he kept crashing your
Uh,
game.
He was like, I have a bone dog, which is just a skeletal dog.
Oh, that one's so sick. It's not even just skeletal. It's like bits of like muscle and like redness to it, so it looks especially gross. It's cool.
mm.
Yeah, it's sick.
Old
They
dead
were
dog.
like clashing, so I just sent them both to the pet house. And as long as I don't sleep there, the game won't crash.
There you
Sick. But no, yeah. So Lucian will even talk with Vigilance, the dog, when the dog is part of the base game. And so what they did was, because the dog doesn't talk, he like talks to him, but he responds and barks. And so he'd be like, "Hey, how you doing, Vigilance?" And you're like, "Bark, bark," and you're like, "Oh, Timmy down in the well," and he's like, "Whine," and like just has like a little funny little like conversation with him. And then one time he walked up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I was talking to Vigilance earlier, and he said that he's been a good boy and eats some treats. So if you could get on that." And it's just like these fun little character moments it just really kind of makes it's more than just downloading a mod and having a new follower. It's like a whole thing. I think it was over
And
like 1,000 or 3,000. It was like an insane amount of lines that they have recorded for it. It's an incredible amount.
I remember not losing my shit, but I thought like what the coolest thing that modders ever did back in the day with New Vegas was make like a complete different companion, like a completely modded companion that had voice
Right.
lines that was with you for the entire game. And as you guys have clearly talked about, it's only gotten better by
Yeah.
1,000-fold since then.
Yeah.
This is the
They're
first time
having
I've
like
ever played
customizable
Skyrim.
interaction between like modded characters. That's fucking nuts.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah. I think for both of us, actually, it's the first time we've ever played the game with
With
followers,
companions.
with companions.
Let me tell you, there are moments where I want to yeet them into the sun. Because I'll be going down a single person hallway.
Yep.
And it's killed me a lot of times because I can die at a drop of a hat.
Yeah. Because you have a rebalancing mod too, right?
Yeah. The combat's like totally different. There's totally new animations for
Matt
everything.
has the ability to roll in battle, like combat roll and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts. And like lunges and things. It's crazy.
Mm. The NPCs do too, but I turned that shit off because...
You're just playing Dark Souls, aren't you?
You can Dark Soul roll, I think.
Yeah, I can Dark Souls roll.
It's crazy.
Or sidestep, depending on my momentum.
Momentum.
Buzzwords. It was so good. Your camera went down, or your sheet.
You can see the doggy.
Oh god, now you can see the dog
in the bed.
Oh Jesus. Well, whatever.
Pay no attention to the dog behind the curtain.
What was I talking about?
You were talking
about... Oh, yeah, I want to yeet them. Because I'll go down to like a single thing, and I'll snipe them, dude, and they're like, all the joggers are coming. And I'm like, all right, time to back up. And they're just there. And there's no phasing through people. So I'm trying to back up, and I'm not moving. I'm like, I'm about to die. Because I still have the bow out. I have an animation to take out my sword and shield. And I'm dead. And it happens.
There we go.
It happens all the time.
Luckily, my situation is a little bit easier because I don't play a character that has any amount of stealth. Because it just so happens that
paladins don't use stealth; they have God.
True. The visual mod that I have makes everything kind of dark in dungeons a little bit, because like the lighting's supposed to be more realistic with the torches. So I cast candlelight all the time, so I just have a light on me. So I'm incapable of being stealthy because of it. And honestly, like I'm wearing this heavy armor anyways, and I have a mod in the game that makes it so regular armor is really loud, and you have to get mufflers to make the armor quieter if you wear heavy armor and you're trying to be sneaky, which makes sense because heavy armor is fucking loud as hell. So I just go into battles.
Gross.
And I don't even use ranged attacks, really. I just walk in, I hit a dude with my mace, and then I back up, and my followers go in front of me, and then I kind of go.
And then you heal them.
No, I go behind them and I start beating it.
Only if they get hurt
when they're distracted or whatever. And I kind of need the followers because I get overwhelmed real easily.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I have them. The game is much harder.
Yeah, you have to use them kind of strategically. And in fact, I need another guy who's just a fighter because I've made Lucian a mage. He's like a mixture between a mage and like a battle mage type guy, and he just kind of goes down kind of quick. And yeah, it's like I've seen someone else who can also just take a hit and dish it. So I need to grab another dude, but yeah, and so I never have the problem of backing into them because I'm already in the room and they come behind me. And so then what I'll do is I'll back into the doorway and funnel people in at me once they inevitably fall down, and I can just take people one at a time. But even then, even though I have like one of the like, it has to be one of the best shields in the game because it's like twice as good as every other shield I've seen.
Yeah, that's a super late game shield.
Yeah, that I have an ebony heavy shield or whatever, and I have like armor that is beyond anything else. Like I had better armor than what the Legion has that they give you when you join them by about 30 points on like everything. Well, 30 points on the chest piece and then like 5 to 10 points on all the other pieces. And then after that, I've even gotten stuff that's even better. So I have like really good armor. I have a really good shield, and even then, I go to fight a Draugr, and if I get hit like, if they're like 5 levels above me, I can get 3 hit through it all. It doesn't even matter.
Damn.
But usually what I'll do is I can perfect block, and that gets rid of some of it. And I have a perk that if I perfect block, then the next time they attack me, they do less damage to me. So that helps.
Is perfect block, was that part of the base game or is that a mod?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because all the perks have been changed too for me.
Yeah.
But if you perfect block, then they get staggered, and then you can just fucking wail into them. And also, there must be some type of, I don't know if you have this too sometimes, where there must be some type of crit system where sometimes the game will just, it feels like it just fudges stuff, where they'll have like half health left, but I'll like go
if you hit them while they're trying to power attack you, you do like 2 times damage.
Oh, is that it? Okay, that might be what
they'll do 2 times damage to you if they catch you.
And mine
There's been like when I was using the 2-handed weapon, like a character ago before I switched to one-handed.
Yeah.
I'd like I would just die. I'm like, why am I fucking dying all the time?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
And it's because you were charging up.
I was charging up, and then you just get
that happens.
One tapped, and then you're like, why? I'm looking through the mods. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Why
am I just getting murked?
I'm getting murked. Turn that off. I'm gonna have fun.
That's also like a great
didn't
thing
help.
too. Oh, it didn't help. No. If you have a problem with something, you can just like turn it off most of the time.
Yeah.
For most things, but some stuff you like it kind of, it's not quite as you have to depend on the fact that the mod configuration menu has an option for it essentially. But yeah, no. Sometimes I'll just hit someone especially hard, and I'll go into like a special animation that's like a kill move type thing, like a glory kill.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I have grabbed a wolf before and then kneed him and then put my mace into his head and then threw him on the ground before. It's like the most ridiculous series of steps. I'm like, yeah, fuck him.
Oh my god, yeah.
The
ones
cool.
with the fists are pretty hardcore too. I didn't do a Wabbajack thing. I was like, because every time I tried it didn't work, and then like I would always fuck up like more than like 10 mods or whatever. So I was like, I just want to do a hand-to-hand guy. And so I downloaded like a mod that like has
base
hand-to-hand.
Skyrim has the worst hand-to-hand.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like there's only one item that affects the stat of it at all in the whole game.
I think we were looking it up.
Yeah, I looked it up like many years ago.
We were curious about it.
But yeah, the mod pack that I have, they have like a whole skill tree. They have like tons of different fist weapons and shit.
Yeah, the mod pack I have has in the, I think it's the one-handed.
Yeah, one-handed.
It has a separate like offshoot that's where it's like you do just like a couple of them where you do like it's just about unarmed stuff, and you do extra damage against people with armor, or you do this and blah blah.
So you can have like a whole unarmed build.
You can have like a fisticuffs dude, and I think it's because we were looking it up because we wanted to have I remember it was a long time ago. We wanted to have a YouTube series where we did different challenge runs in Skyrim that we never ended up doing. And I think one of them was to have Coulter play as a fisticuffs dude. Remember that we were setting that up. and then I don't think we ever did it, or we did record it, but we never posted it or something. And it never got off the ground. I still want to do that though. I want to have, because it seems like fun. You could get if you get the right mod list, you could essentially make it so, okay, we're gonna do a random run, and you have like stipulations you have to make it to, and then everyone else just kind of hangs out while they try to do it. And I think we even had like an additional rule where,
I mean, we ain't gotta talk about that.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Anyways, I mean, we've been talking about Skyrim for like an hour.
That's true.
So,
it's fun though.
I mean, we're
like totally
wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask, Visca, do you have any other games that you wanted to talk about? Yeah.
We can nothing like hardcore pressing, nothing like, oh, you gotta check out fucking wow. But real quick, Splitgate's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys heard about that. It's basically it's a first-person shooter that plays like Halo, except for it's like the smaller team Halo. It's not like any of the big maps or whatever.
Is this the Portal Halo game?
Yeah, and then you got Portal.
Yeah, I meant to bring this up when we were talking about the other one, where it was kind of like Portal or whatever. But yeah, it's like team deathmatch.
Let Fitzcake talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I've
only seen the video.
I mean,
he's talked like a little tiny bit. Spencer's
just
been talking way too fucking much.
I get in the mode and I just talk.
You shut the fuck up.
Skyrim's pretty cool, to be fair. I got it downloaded right now as we speak. I'm gonna get ready for the Wabbajack bullshit. But Splitgate is a lot of fun. It's a free-to-play shooter. That basically has it starts you off pretty small. Like you can choose like from casual stuff, which is just like team deathmatch, oddball, stupid shit like that. And then like once you get to a certain level or whatever, you can like play different community stuff. You can play like big head snipers, shotgun snipers, whatever. But the coolest part is like, well, obviously the Portal aspect. Like it does add like a whole different aspect or a different like angle to the game, where it like because like there's only certain you can only use a portal on certain surfaces, right. So you can't just like put a portal wherever you want. You can't like just portal behind somebody.
So there's like strategy to it in a way.
Yeah, there's strategy, and you kind of gotta like keep an eye on like all possible angles you can use, and it's really fun. I mean, it's fun no matter what. But when you first start off, because it's a free-to-play game, a lot of children play it, and it's really easy to beat children in video games.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying I'm not just assuming they are children. I know they are children because in the pre-lobby chat, they're like, "Hey, what's up? Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, get on. LOL." And it's like, all right, I'm going to mute these guys, but I'm very excited to kill them. I'm so excited.
I'm so pumped for this lobby, dude.
Yeah, can't wait to run.
I hate all of you, but I'm so pumped to be here.
Yeah, so many headshots. Like it's like they don't know how to move around, and they just get confused when they get shot.
Strafing? What's that?
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. But I think it's just really cool because like that aspect by itself is a lot of fun. And like it really does bring me back to like the old Halo days where
it looks like Halo. Like it's crazy. We were watching the trailer where you were talking, and like even some of the guns and like the movement, it kind of feels Halo-esque. Like,
there's a battle rifle. You know what it's called? It's called a battle rifle. It's
fuck yeah.
You got an assault rifle, a plasma rifle. You got your pistols, SMGs. It's got
you can't copyright those names. Those are real names.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true, but. Like it just has like all the feels of a Halo game, but just with portals, and you can unlock stuff by playing the game. It's got that stupid fucking like free to play bullshit where it's like, download the Game Pass, buy the Game Pass, do these challenges to unlock more skins and stuff. And it's just like
how
every
what is it?
VR does.
Rainbow Six Siege or whatever has like stuff you can do to get points or whatever for things, and like
I think it's more like Fortnite and
probably more like Fortnite. Yeah,
it's closer to Fortnite, but I mean the challenges. I don't know what Fortnite's like anymore, but like I do enjoy the fact that the challenges are like free stuff that you can do. It's not like anything too hard. It's just like you kill people in the portal or you kill people with a gun.
Oh, it's like little mini games that you wanted to do anyways while you play.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like you have to do like fucking 360 no scopes or anything.
Right. Yet you haven't gotten there yet, dude.
But the problem, true. But the problem is like those free to play games. Like, about half of the window screen is used to promote shit, but it's still a fun game to play. It's just, look out for that. It's
Right.
just like, don't buy everything. It's
Right.
really hard not to. I mean, or no, it's not too, at least for me, it's not too hard to not to, because I don't know, none of the skins or anything are like popping out at me. But
That's nice.
I also don't pre-order games a lot either, so I'm not the demographic for that, I think.
I've been through the weeds. I've seen these games many times before. I've seen this game's grandfather. I know how it works. I'm immune. I remember through the League of Legends days of buying skins.
I bought the Spirit Udyr once. I'll never do it again.
Can't get me again.
Yo, the amount of Evelyn skins. Dude, I bet my account is worth money.
You have some special skins.
I do.
We've talked about this like 3 times now, but yeah.
Not on this version of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, yeah, go ahead. If you have any questions, please go ahead.
I was going to say, the one video I saw of it was of a guy, literally, he had set up a portal in like another high up location, and then he went back and forth between the portals and was sniped. He would use one portal as like a window to snipe through to get a guy from like a different part of the map or whatever, and then he'd look around and get people from there, and then he would make a portal. He'd go halfway through the portal and then make a portal to another area and then back up, and now he's in the new spot. Like, he'd do stuff like that where he'd like move around and like have sniper spots set up. It's cool.
My best moment, it's gonna be hard to explain. There's a ramp going up to a hallway.
Okay.
At the hallway, there's like a wall where you can put a portal, and then at the end of the hallway, there's another spot you can put a portal. But like, you can't see that area of the hallway from the ramp. So what I did was I put a portal at the end of the hallway and at the top of the ramp so I can see people walking up. And for some reason, I think I was playing with children. Maybe
it was the kids.
I was killing people as they were coming up the ramp. Too much to the fact that I would just like walk out of the portal, beat them to death, and then walk back into the portal, wait for the next guy who was like down at the ramp to come up and try his luck. And then I would do the same thing. Or sometimes I would shoot them, but I killed like 10 people in a row before I was like, okay, I gotta try something different.
Wow. You switched up your strat, not because you got, or that because someone figured it out, because it got boring.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were a boss.
Yeah, you were a boss, dude. That's what that's the whole game now. You must sit there until you become. Yeah.
I didn't realize I had a responsibility. Damn, I should have kept up there. But yeah, there's like a bunch of cool like little, like that's like probably the highest. I like the highlight moment for me. But like,
right.
There's like other like different strategies that are very similar to that, where like, oh, you see a guy shooting you from across the hall, fucking put a portal behind him. Really, it's a lot of fun at the beginning where people still don't understand that there's portals in the game. Yeah, pretty much that. I imagine like the more I play, the more I have played, the harder it has become. But it's still fun to play. But the beginning part's just like, oh my god, I'm killing idiots or children or both, but I don't care. Oh god, because the score, the score is still going up. Oh god, I don't have enough guns to kill all these people. Damn.
I'm out of bullets.
That's a problem.
Doesn't matter.
Start
bashing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, highly recommend it. Worth checking out. It's free to play, and if you like classic Halo gunplay, it has that. And if you like Portals, it also has that. If you like both, well, I don't know why you're still listening to this. You better go download Splitgate and use promo code the Fist Cake. No.
Dude, I wish, man. Fuck.
It was all a long con. I'm actually sponsored by Splitgate now.
Dude, I'd be so happy for you if that was the case. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Just out of nowhere. Yeah, no, I'm a Splitgate pro. I'm going to the championships this fall.
Turns out they watch the games, much like Logitech watches you. And, they saw and they're like, oh shit, this dude, he's like a boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he
sign
use the fabled ramp hallway portal technique? Oh my god!
Turns out they weren't kids, but bros.
What? They were the developers.
Is he a genius?
And they shat themselves.
And they shat themselves. Dude.
Oh my god!
That man, Albert Einstein.
Yeah, I was about to say something like that. It turns out he was Albert Einstein.
Cool.
But yeah, no, that's it for me. Let's wrap this up so you guys can play some more Skyrim and I can play some No Man's Sky while I wait for Skyrim to download.
Nice. All right, sounds good. Yeah, you can check us out on all the stuff that's on your screen. We have a Twitter. We've got a Gmail. We got a Twitch and we got a YouTube. You can check out Fistcake and all this stuff there at youtube.com/Fistcake. Well, actually, it's just Fistcake on youtube.com, I think. And then Twitter at the Fistcake. It's all there. But thanks so much for watching. We try to do this every other week on Tuesdays live at about 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/Gaming TV. So if you're interested, definitely check us out then. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Tip your waiters and waitresses.